Okay, so let's take a look at how we can fix this merge conflict issue. Now, firstly, let's just take a look at Git Kraken, and it's the tool that's going to help us with all these Git commands and that sort of thing. So you can see how all our branches, and it's sorted in chronological order, so you can see these are the latest things that happened, and you can see what happened in your branch. So all we need to do here is try and merge master, so bring in all the changes in master into your branch so that we can merge a branch back into master. I know that's a bit confusing, but the main reason for that is just to fix any merge conflicts and that sort of thing as you encountered in your pull request. So how do we do that in Git Kraken? You just simply drag and drop into your thing, into your branch, and if it says merge master into your branch, that seems about right. But we can't actually do that because, as we know, there's merge conflicts, right? So you can see these are the files that are fine, there's no issues, and this is the file that's there's something that's different. So let's take a look. This is Git Kraken's own tool, but I like to use the IDE actually, VS Code's IDE, because I think it does have a nice um, actually I need to restart my IDE. Hang on, give me a second. But I'll just show you. VS Code has some nice features for resolving merge conflicts. Oops. Don't want to open that one. Right. So I'll just go to the file, which is I think accessible services codes. Yep. So you can see now it's color coded, and this color represents your changes, and the blue one represents master. And I'll just quickly show you. So you can see head, which is current change, which is on your branch, and then this is what master has, and we need to somehow just keep scrolling. It's actually at the bottom. So those are the delimiters to represent where the merge conflict issue is. So this is what master has. So we need to somehow fix this, and in VS Code we can just simply just keep scrolling. We have three options to quickly resolve it. So we can accept the current change, which is your change, or the incoming change, which is what master has, or we can just keep both. Now in this case, I'm going to do something a little bit different because there's just so many differences, right? Um, uh, to me, it looks kind of similar. Maybe some line endings. Maybe I think it's just some line endings or something. I'm not sure what's the difference. So, actually, I think it's just a really out-of-date version of service codes. But I'm not going to sift through all this. So what I'm going to do, I'll just show you as I do it. So I'm going to accept master's change, and now you kind of lost. Hang on. I think that's indentation's a bit off. It's kind of confusing. Yeah. Think. Huh. Yeah, I think the whole indentation's a bit. Oh no, that's a bit weird. But anyway, we'll just accept master change, and what I'll do is I'll go to your commits and see what you've changed. So here, and I'll just add them into master. So, or just add it into this file here. So that way we keep both your changes and also masters. So using bracket and indentation. So actually, I think I can use some auto indenting. I won't do it now. It'll be better to just do it in another commit, and that'll fix auto indentation. So these are the markers, and we still have one more, the lift one. So the lift position, and that's this one, and I'll grab this. So where's lift? Right here. I'll just add it to the top of the file. It doesn't really matter which position we actually add it to. We can see that the indentation is a bit off, I think, but we can fix that later. So now we need to test our changes, of course. Ideally, we have a test suite to test immediately, or we can just visually test it, like start the thing and then see if anything went wrong. Obviously, having a test suite is much more stable and reliable, and you could argue it's faster. But the reason why there was no test suite for a project like this is because when you first start a project, it constantly changes, and having a test suite kind of slows you down. And I guess this is pretty opinionated, but in my opinion, when you first have a test suite, it's kind of a bit hard. You're fighting with the test suite because you're constantly making changes. Then you have to constantly go back to change the test suite. So I think, especially for front end, it's okay to just not have a test suite in the beginning because everything's so volatile and it's just constantly changing. So hopefully everything went okay. So just zoom out and go to UWA. Okay. So where were the markers that we added? Let's just see if we have any issues in console. No, it's alright. So it appears, I think I need to keep zooming in. So yeah, that's our first marker. Maybe we should put a little label or something. I'm not sure. I think that's just the default one. Did we add both though? So to see two markers. Not sure exactly the position, so I'll just quickly go to Google Maps and figure out positions of them, so I can just quickly go back to that map and see if that marker is actually there. That way we know that it worked fine. So scroll back down and bear with me for a second while I check. So let's go to this position here. So it's here. I think that was the marker we saw first. And where's this marker? I think they're pretty close to each other actually. Yeah, they're all in this area here. Since I have clustering though, you can't see the markers straight away. So there's one, and we can see the other one if we zoom in a bit more. Still maybe there. So wow, alright, there we go. So that'll probably be another fix we need to do, because right now the issue is these markers are getting clustered with the toilet icon or the toilet cluster. So all toilet markers are clustered together, if you know how clustering works with Google API. So we probably need to create uh, uh, a new field, or maybe miscellaneous, or we don't need to create a field, but it probably shouldn't be bundled with toilet um, toilet markers. So we can fix that later. Um, but for now, I think this shows how you fix a merge conflict. I'll just quickly finish it off though. So what we've just done is just tested that we didn't break anything. It's all good. So now we just need to do the final commit, which I'll go back to Git Kraken for, and you can do a final review of what happened. So just go back here. So we actually resolved it, didn't we? I think it's fine now. We still got a yellow section. Oh, that's because we searched for it. Right. So it's fine now. So what we can do is just mark as all resolved, because we know that it was fixed in VS Code, right? Because we clicked one of those buttons, which we said accept incoming change. So if you're not totally convinced, we can do a final look at that file, which was, and of course you can look at these files to see what the incoming changes are as well. So it's here, and can see the changes. Let's quickly review them. Yeah, that's one of the issues with having a gigantic file. Is it's a bit hard to see the exact changes. So we just have to kind of, you could either scroll through it or just accept it that it's right. Ideally, maybe we should break up this into maybe subfiles, but it's fine for now, I think. So these are all, the red means removed, of course, and if we just keep scrolling all the way down, we can see the additions. So we can see here all the changes. So if we scroll down, we can still see the positions you've added, right? To make sure that your changes didn't get lost or anything. So this is a bit slow because of my computer, and also because there's a lot of processing to be done. But there we go, we can see your changes here. So we can, this way we can double check that nothing strange occurred. So we can just do a final commit. I think this is pretty descriptive, so we'll just commit this one. Great. So now that that's done, we can actually just go back to this. I wonder if I can open in the browser. No. Okay, I have to go to GitHub. So actually we need to push this first. So if this means local, and if you hover over it, it's local. So it's actually not on GitHub, so we need to push it to GitHub. Actually, I might need to, yeah, I need to enter my, I need to do it this way because I haven't set up Git Kraken correctly yet. Oops. I need to do it like this. Hopefully this pushes the right branch. Yeah, it did. Cool. So we'll just go to GitHub now, and now we can just merge it into master. So, and actually the pull request now should look much cleaner, the changes hopefully. So actually I'll just use this quick link here and pull requests. So you can see this is my change, and now it's all good. There's no conflicts or anything, and we can just look at this and see what what new things you added. So this is exactly what you changed, right? So you can see just the lift and these two positions, and this is nice now. There's no complicated like before. There's no complicated things where there's so many changes and stuff like that. And this is ideally what we would want in a pull request, especially when you're working open source. You wouldn't want to give all that headache to the person um, in charge, right? Because they'll probably have 100 different things they need to keep track of, and it's just too much for them. So you want to make their lives a little bit easier and just make it simple for them. So you just want to give them the exact changes you want, and we've managed to be able to do that. So I'll just um, merge this now into master, and then I'll just quickly do a recap of what we've done. Um, so now your changes are in master. So just to recap what we've done. So make sure to just continuously merge your branch with master. So drag master into your branch, assuming that you are using Git Kraken. Otherwise, you can just use the command line. And then if any merge conflicts arise, I recommend you use VS Code, and you have that color highlighting, and then you just have 3 options, and I think that's pretty simple to do. And then finally just commit them. You can do a final check to make sure that nothing weird happened with the when you're about to do a commit here. And then just commit it, and you can push it or whatever. But after that, it's pretty much resolved. So in essence, it's pretty simple, just 3 steps. I hope that makes things clear.